Welcome. This is Selling Houston P.O.V. I'm Bernard. I have
Ebony Royal
and
Aisha Shelton. Welcome back, guys.
Hey.
Welcome back. Hey, we're getting this thing down.
I believe so.
Yeah.
What episode is this?
I was just about to say
6.
Episode number 5.
It's definitely a pattern. We are here back again.
I don't remember.
Again.
We should get it together though,
But
guys.
one thing that I do want to tell people is like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, and share.
And
comment. I love some feedback.
And comment. But here's the thing, like we realize, please know that we're also on YouTube. So if you have not followed us on YouTube, please do. So you can
Selling Houston POV.
Selling Houston POV. So you can follow us you can hear us on any of the major podcast channels, but you can see us.
Nothing like seeing our cute faces.
Yes, on YouTube.
No eyelashes or nothing.
Well, I don't need those.
That's
so
right. We keep it raw and real. Raw and real.
But no, we have a lot of exciting things to discuss. I know, we come up with topics we really want to talk about, either pain points or just confusion, right? And there's a lot of people that are confused and, because the market is moving so quickly, and it's not just in Houston, I feel like it's everywhere. When we get people to move here from out of town, because it really hits with the out of towners. It's not the people that live in Houston, right? What we're going to discuss today.
You think? I feel like it does.
Both.
I think both.
You think it's both?
Absolutely.
50-50 evenly, or like a 60-40,
but
or
I've seen both. I've seen both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before we dive into that, because I feel like that's a really deep conversation that we're going to get into. I want to know what do you consider, what type of realtor do you consider yourself to be? Or who are you? What's your thing?
I want Aisha to go first. I'm curious to hear this. Because she stay busy, so I just want to know what type of realtor she is.
I am busy, but I think I'm in refinement right now.
Okay.
But
what does that mean? What does that
the heck is that?
mean?
I just said
refinement.
So I'm refining who and what my brand is as a realtor. If I am a realtor, I'm a realtor because I conduct, real estate sales, but
because you do be real estate.
I do real estate in these streets, but I'm solidifying what my brand is. And so, talking with my coach and trying to determine what niche I want to fall into.
Yeah.
The one thing she said was you can't let your audience can't determine who you are. So you have to be very clear with your messaging on who you are. And I don't think I've gotten that yet, right? Because I wear a lot of different hats. A real estate team leader, I still sell real estate, and then, owner of the construction company and doing developments and stuff, community development. So I am just we'll see. It's in development.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Bernard?
So for me, what type of realtor am I? I don't know. I just feel like I think I love to nurture people.
Stop it. You're taking my stuff.
I'm so sorry. I did not know. We did not discuss.
Stop it.
But we all can do that, right?
Yeah,
I'm a nurturer to a certain point. I have to understand that they are equally want to move forward as bad as I do, right? And if I get a vibe of that, then I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do like to nurture people. I absolutely enjoy sales, right? And I enjoy helping people get across the finish line. It just makes me feel some type of way. And
still not your answers.
Because I was going to say,
still not your answers, friend.
I was going to say from the
swear.
outside looking in, you like a challenge, and you do want to get to the finish line. You are
I do.
Yeah,
I do, and I enjoy a fast-paced environment. So while others are while others are upset the way the market is moving, I enjoy it. And I know how horrible that sounds. I know people have lost out on offers and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But when I hear somebody say, I hate this market, or I don't like it, I can't wait till it, goes back to normal. We don't know what that looks like or when that looks like. But I come from retail, and that's what we had to move quick. And that's what this market is. It's a quick moving thing. And you're either in it or you aren't.
Right.
So that's who I am.
I could see that. I mean, the nurturer part.
Did that make sense? Or
Yeah. No.
I hope I wasn't contradicting it at all.
I'm gonna have to rewind it to find out.
Well, if it is, then it is.
I mean, what I heard was that you like to nurture people. You really like to get them what they want, but you also have an underlying, that underlying salesperson mentality where you're not going to stop until you get the sale closed.
So you win the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So until you win the deal.
And I enjoy a fast pace.
You enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Very cool. What about you, Eb?
Yeah. So I am absolutely the nurturer too.
She is.
Over the top nurturer.
Yes, she probably has me beat on it. I mean, but we do it in a different way.
We do it in a different way. I'm extremely patient with people that other people would probably not be patient with.
Yes.
But I do feel like it helps me in my deals because I usually can, even if I have a listing agent or somebody on the other side, an agent on the other side who's giving me a lot of flack in the beginning, I usually can win them over because I'm very patient. I'm very, I kill them with kindness. And in the end, we usually get to the finish line. So I'm a nurturer and I'm very patient and I love first-time home buyers. I know a lot of agents do not like first-time home buyers, but I love them. And just because it's their first home, it's a big deal. Yeah. So I like being known as their first real estate agent.
That's sweet.
There's a big misconception with that. When you hear first time home buyers, sometimes people automatically think it's like the lowest price point home. Oh, and sometimes first time home buyers are nowadays more so than ever before. First time home buyers are in 400,000s and 500,000s and 600,000s and 7 and 8. Yes. So that's okay. And I think, well, for me, my definition of a first time home buyer, those are the ones that typically give you more leeway. Like they put more trust into you and allow you to lead them and guide them.
Yes. And you're right. You bring up a really great point, but because we have the millennials right now that's really driving the market right now. And these millennials are not like when we were their age. They're a lot more financially stable. Exactly. They have better, higher paying jobs than we did at their age. And they are wanting to buy real estate like big time.
Buy and invest.
Invest. Yeah, absolutely. So you bring up a good point.
So like I said, there's a huge, like people are buying houses for the first time and they're buying $1 million houses.
Yes.
Like that's true.
It just doesn't get any better than that. And
I'll tell you, the $1 million listing that I have under contract right now, they are first time home buyers.
What?
And that's not just 1 million.
But I know
the
the husband is, yes, it's over $1 million. But the husband he's like, oh, I'm sorry if I'm acting like a first time home buyer. It's my first home. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
First home, $1 million
with a low tax rate and no HOA. It don't get no better than that. It's a good buy.
It's a great buy.
It's a great buy.
Smart. Wow. And we were just on here a few weeks ago, and I was saying you're forever. Don't look to buy your forever home, but I can't imagine them getting anything greater than what they're purchasing right now.
But if they do 5 years from now or 10 years, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But it's an amazing house.
It's an asset, and they're only going to continue to build around it.
Yeah. Yes.
I love all of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
So now that we got that out of the way, we talked about.
I just thought it was important for the audience to know who we are, you know, and what type of real estate.
Well, let's round it out before we leave. What kind of realtors have you nurtured? What kind of realtors have you imagined? Like, what is it about the way that they do business that you like?
You mean like someone that we look up to in real estate?
I mean, maybe it's not even who you look up to, but you respect. Somebody that you respect, somebody that you respect their style, or that may be completely opposite to you, but you're also like, I can really, I can dig that.
So many. I wish I was a lot more brash sometimes.
Yeah. Get them.
Yeah, I feel like I wish. Now there's moments where I can't be. You know, when I have to, because I will fight for my clients.
Yes.
But there are just some realtors that they're just stern and very frank, and I think it works for them.
Yeah. So I know a lady who I look up to, and she is the nicest person, but she still like pushes it. Like she's going to be nice about it and smile, but she's going to ask for all the hard things and ask all the hard questions and make you do the hard things too, like in a transaction. She's like, yeah, I know that you said this, but blah, 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 blah. Like she's going to push her point, but it's still so like nice.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like just the right amount of push with a little bit of sugar on top of it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I sometimes wish it just depends on the transaction that maybe I can be a little bit more nicer sometimes, but I'm that stern one. I'm like, no.
You are.
No, but
for
I don't think
sure.
anybody has like complained or I feel like I left a bad taste in anybody's mouth about like, oh, you know, he's horrible to work with. Like I always get, you know, good messages at the end like, hey, it was a pleasure. It was like, because I didn't give you no pushback or no, you know, like we're ready to move forward and just get it over with.
Yeah.
But sometimes I could be a little nicer, but that's just me and my personality.
I don't take stuff personal, so I know that
I don't either.
There's so many different styles of realtors, so you never know who's going to be on the other side of your transaction. And whoever's on the other side, I'm just like, well, whatever I get, I'll work with it. So I just kind of.
Most of them go off of ego. Like it's like, oh, I've been in the business, you know, 105 years. First of all, you've been in the business 105 years, and you're still doing open houses. Like, go have a seat.
Shading.
Go have a seat. I didn't ask you for that, nor do I care. Okay. And that type of stuff is annoying.
This sounds
personal.
Like personal.
Sounds personal,
like,
Bernard.
ooh, somebody.
I mean, real estate is cool and all, but 105 years, like, I don't need you to throw around your tenure like that. Like, who cares?
He's seen it all. He or she has seen it all.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying, like, you know, even though I say that I'd like to be brash, that's just my alter ego. In reality, my niceness has gotten me and my clients a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, versus, you know, somebody maybe not being as, you know, soft-spoken and nice about it. You know, they probably don't get as much as I do for my clients.
That's true. If you come on too strong as a listing agent, I'd be like, oh, okay, buddy, well, we'll see.
Yeah,
But if you're nice, I'm like, oh, she was so nice about it.
Right. So it has worked for me over the years, and I probably shouldn't change because it works.
Do what works.
Yeah.
Do what works.
I mean, for right now, things are working. So
yeah.
I will definitely change up as needed, but
right.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I had a listing agent kind of shade my client and say, because she sent too much earnest money. And we were to a point where we were asking for an extension, and she was like, "This is, you know, your client can't even send the correct earnest money." I said, "Whoa," I'm like, okay. I think that's going a bit far.
Yeah.
You know, like it's unnecessary for you to bring that up. I think it's, you know, uncalled for. We've had a very amicable, transaction.
The way you said it sounded like an old person. They've been in the business 105 years. Or 99.
Ageist. Don't be ageist. Don't be ageist.
I'm not saying
Don't
all
be
that,
ageist, Bernard.
But yeah, so, you know, I had to, and she backed up and she apologized, you know, but so in case, you know, I'm nice about it, but I'm like, you're not going to walk over me or my client.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to say no ugly stuff.
And what does that have to do with the price of milk?
Right.
Did she send extra
just
earnest money?
to Aisha's point, you just have people out there that are just, It's a power struggle. They want to put egos out there, and
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. Like that was an unnecessary comment.
And that's where our jobs become stressful for no reason.
For no reason.
The
No
life.
reason.
But another realtor might have been like, "Excuse me."
Let me tell you
Let me
something.
tell you
That sounds like something from our culture. Let me tell you something real quick.
Oh, okay. I'll tell this story another time. It didn't happen to me, but it's a good one. Anyway, because we have very limited time.
I know.
Oh,
me too,
goodness.
We could just banter all day.
Yes,
the three of
all
us.
right. Yes. So, go ahead, Bernard.
Okay, well, this is the one that's near and dear to my heart, gentrification. We talked about it, and I know you guys are saying, okay, so my thing with gentrification is it's a misconception with others that don't live here in the greater Houston area. Because if you live here and you grew up here, you kind of know what's going on, whether you live in the city or you live in the suburbs.
But I think it's happening like almost everywhere.
But when the people come here, some of the things look different. When we say gentrification, there's this new community, but there are plans for other things around it to change, and it isn't. So I guess let's chat. What is gentrification?
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because we actually had a discussion in class, and there was probably 50-50. Half of the class thought it was like really a racial thing, like completely about race. Right. And the other half was no, it's about like economics, like social economics. But let me read the definition. So we are all on the same page about what gentrification is.
The most important part.
I wanted to say at least two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
But so it'd be interesting.
Yes. So gentrification is the process of changing the character of a neighborhood through the influx of more affluent residents and businesses. Mm-hmm. It is a common and controversial topic in urban politics and planning. Mm-hmm. Gentrification often increases the economic value of a neighborhood, but the resulting demographic displacement may itself become a major social issue. Gentrification often shifts a neighborhood's racial or ethnic composition and average household income by developing new, more expensive housing and businesses in a gentrified architectural style. That's what it is.
Yes.
And this is according to Wikipedia.
So I want to give the floor to Aisha, because you're actually building homes in an area. From the displacement part, I think that is so dramatic, because there was nothing where your land is that you're building your homes at, right? It's just pure land there. Mm-hmm. And if anybody who's taking advantage are the people next door, that values went up overnight.
So there is, in my opinion, I feel like there is a social responsibility that comes with developing in the areas that we develop in. And because I look like the people, because we look like the people in the area that we develop in, we have connection, right? So I don't want to fully displace residents. I do want to see the area and the community grow. I want to see commercial come to the area. And the way that we get more grocery stores and commercial property into it, you need doors, you need more roofs, right? Yep. And so because I said before, because I look like the people that live in the community, I care about the people in the community. Yeah. Now, there are people who will come, and I say this all the time, extract all of the value, right? Build, sell, and be gone. And they live in, Austin, or they live in the Woodlands, or wherever they live. It's a little bit different for us. So yes, am I building houses in an area that is currently economically depressed and will change the face of the neighborhood with the architecture that we're bringing? Absolutely. But also we have built relationships with community organizations to bring affordable housing as well. And I think that the utopia of it all is when you can mix the two together and you can't tell the difference. That's the goal of Park Street and what we're trying to do in the area that we're building right now is we want to bring mixed income housing that doesn't look like mixed income housing. The beautiful house you see here and the beautiful house you see here may look different in size, right? But it won't look different aesthetically.
Yeah. Okay. I saw the houses. They look very nice. They're affordable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You did. Who showed
Kevin
you?
showed me a long time ago.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah. So as long as nothing has changed, I've seen them.
Yeah,
the two-story homes.
They're two-story homes. And so that's our goal. And if even the government initiatives like the city of Houston, for example, that's their goal as well. And so I live in an area where they're about to bring mixed income development into. So there's a bunch of land that's available right off of 288. And the city of Houston bought the land and they want to bring mixed income development. And all of my neighbors are losing their whole, okay, we don't cuss, right? They're losing it. They're losing it about it. Like, oh my God, this is going to affect our home values. This is going to be bad. This is going to bring bad people in. But really, it's been successfully done in other places in the country and even successfully done here in Houston too. But the perception of it is the problem.
You mean like an apartment complex at the top and the H-E-B or grocery store at the bottom?
There's that. That's one way that it looks, right? The mixed use commercial development, but also just putting affordable houses and market rate homes.
What is affordable in this?
What is affordable?
What is affordable now?
Well, if it's backed by government programs, then affordable is in the 230, 250 range. If it's not backed by government program, then affordable is like 300, 350, you know?
Are you going to be building or be a part of that affordable over there by where you live?
That's the goal. So we'll see. Currently, the big builders have been the ones who've gotten that contract. So there's one on the north side of Houston and there's P.O.V that's over there. And I forget who the other builder was.
First American.
Yes. First, okay, that little neighborhood. So it's like that. Town Park. Yes. Okay.
You know, real estate in the street.
I know your post is on the market. So anyway, they're bringing a community like that. And so those are nice houses.
They did very well.
They did.
The only thing, the inside was absolutely like over the top. Like they did a very good job. It's just, you know, maybe instead of 3-sided brick, they just did 1-sided brick. That's not a huge deal, but the community had waterfalls and it was a very
gazebo in the
gazebo.
Front.
You drove it.
I actually know somebody who lives there. I didn't know that it was a city of Houston community like that, but when I went over there, and then as I'm looking at the development that the city of Houston is working on Stella Link, like the Orem area, and then in the Stella Link area off of 90, that neighborhood came up, and I was like, I didn't even know. See, and you wouldn't even know that it's like mixed income housing development if you didn't know.
I sold 2 over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we both have clients that we closed.
One of each builder.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So I think it can happen. I think the problem with gentrification or even, you know, affordable housing coming into certain neighborhoods is a misconception. People just don't know what they don't know. And they think they know, and so they spread all of these like really bad rumors about how bad this is going to be for your home, and you don't know. You just need to ask questions.
I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I think it should happen, you know, not because I want another house to go there, I want to sell another house, but it just, most of the time gentrified areas are centralized right smack dead into what's what in Houston or in most cities, right? So for example, like where Aisha's building, it happens to be about, 10 minutes from downtown Houston, all of the nightlife. So if you wanted to purchase a home there, you can Uber back and forth to those places without getting hit over the head, you know, with surcharges.
I just think that the whole gentrification thing has changed. Well, it's different here in Houston. I'm going to say this. It's different here in Houston than it is in New Orleans.
Okay.
Because you're New Orleans native.
And
walk us through it.
Well, because in Houston, it's not just a culture, one culture moving into, a black, let's just say, another culture moving into a black area or urban area. It's not just that, because there are, black people that are making good money that are moving into that area as well. And there are $1 million homes that's being built and sold to Black people as well. So where in New Orleans, in those areas, they are going in and moving up there. There's not that income level there amongst a lot of Black people. So in those areas, you are seeing other races that are moving in. So I think it's just area specific, right? So it's still gentrification, because it's still raising the I guess price point, the value, the economics in the area. However, I feel like it's different in Houston, because it's just a lot more of us that's making money and doing good in life, you know?
It also, there's a political component to it too. Houston is historically a blue city, right?
Yeah.
So even though we're in
Texas.
the Republican, Texas is red.
Okay.
Houston
is blue.
Okay.
So if you think about New Orleans politics, I think they're red. I'm not.
They're red.
Okay, very red, right? So that also drives what comes down.
New Orleans. Now I'm thinking New Orleans. No, New Orleans is blue.
Okay, New Orleans is blue.
New Orleans is blue. Okay, but Louisiana is red. But New Orleans is it's this big.
Yeah, but cities still have control over things, right?
Yeah.
So like the programming that's available, the programming that's created around housing, I mean, that comes at a city level. We make those kinds of decisions at a city level, right? And so with Houston being blue, and as blue as it is, these initiatives that come around are because as a blue city, we care about affordable housing, right? If we were a city that were majorly Republican, I don't think they would care much about affordable housing, and those programs wouldn't have the dollars that they need to make the change that we want to see in the community from that standpoint. The thing about it is, the one thing I know is that housing will always be something that the government, whether it's local government, city government, state government, will be putting money into, right?
Yeah.
So from my perspective as a builder and a construction company, I'm like, we need to be able to get those kind of contracts, because truth be told, if you ever read the Donald Trump story, and I'm not a Donald Trump fan by any means, but I'm always willing to learn from people who do things successfully. Absolutely. So I did read the book. I think I read 2 of his books, and
stay reading them books.
Because that's where the money resides. And so his father's wealth, came from building government housing.
Whoa.
Yes. So the contracts that came through for government housing, that's why they are as rich as they are, because when the iron is hot, you strike, make all the money that you can from that, and then you're able to venture off and do other things. Yeah. From a housing,
and your kids
too.
Wealth,
I mean, it affects you for generations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But from a housing perspective, for quote unquote gentrification, you have houses that are in the same economic zone that we're building houses. Yeah, your listings, right?
Yeah, my listings and then my rental property.
Yeah, and so what I'm telling people is,
I ain't complaining.
But the thing is, either you see it or you don't, right? So if you see it, you know where the community is going, and you'll be able to extract the value. But is there some risk? Sure. But just like investing in anything, little risk, little reward. So big risk, big reward. And you come into these areas, if you know what's happening in these communities, then you jump in. It's like playing Monopoly. It's a game. Get you some property here, get you some property
just
there
like the
too.
Stock market. It's no different than the stock market. And I feel like if anything, you accelerate quicker, because all I want is for you to build around my house. Let me tell you something.
I'd be happy to.
Come on over. I'm going to give you the address. Actually, you have a home over there. I think it's about 3 years old, but you have a home right.
Okay.
I have to pass up your house, one of your homes, to get to my home.
Very cool.
So I thought it was like, because it's the plaque at the bottom for me.
Okay, you better know it.
Hello. I love that.
It's a sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign.
All of their homes have a plaque at the bottom. So I was like, oh, yeah. So it looks like a park. That's a park street.
A park street. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So no, I mean, I feel like this conversation specifically around gentrification and how we can benefit, because we don't even talk about that. How can we benefit? Because I'm also the kind of person that is like, this is a tragedy and this is not right. But if it's going to happen, it better be me that's a part of it than somebody else, right?
But even the families that are in the area can benefit.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. But how is there a tragedy?
But here's the thing.
If they get priced out, they get taxed out. They get
taxed out. They get priced out. But they, there is a bright side. Obviously they can, if they could sell and make money,
Make
or
some
they can
ton of money.
refinance. I don't know. There are some options for them, but they're not educated on them, right? So they either really lose out and have nowhere to go and no plan, and
so
get
there's resources
impacted.
for in the 77021 area. There's an organization called the NRCDC. Don't ask me what it stands for. Google it. Okay. NRCDC. And they have workshops for the people in the community about taxes, about will, about estate planning.
Yes.
Do you think that's something that, since you are building over there, and I mean, at this point, you're kind of like an activist, right? Because you're helping change the look of the area. Do you think that that's something that you guys could maybe help with?
So my job is to just share that the information is there.
I'm not trying to put anything extra on your plate, but I just,
like,
you know.
it is. It's creating awareness.
Exists. And that's what I mean. Like it's just an education thing.
Yes.
Like but just, they don't take advantage of it.
You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, kind of thing. Yeah. It's creating awareness that these things exist, and it's also
we didn't know
partnering.
it exists.
Right.
So
Right.
we need to be more vocal about it.
And
sure.
Partnering with those organizations to say, hey, I'm building in your area and I want to create this strategic alliance with you so that we can help the entire community. We're bringing the development, and that's a help to the community. But the work that you do is also important by helping us to keep the people that are in the community able to do that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Man, that was a lot. But
So
guess
much.
what? But guess what? Time is up. So I appreciate you guys joining. This is Selling Houston POV. Remember, like, subscribe, share. And if you do share on social media platforms, please tag Bernard Lewis, Aisha Shelton, and Ebony Royal. Thanks.
Thank you.